Is Kia capable of making a luxury car that compares directly to the LS460? Well, considering the K900, I'm guessing the answer to that question is most likely hell yeah. Starting at $60,000, the K900 is a very big car which comes with features that you'd normally only associate with Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Audi, or Lexus. 66,000 is the asking. The interior of the K900, which some of you may have already seen at the auto show, looks pretty much like a slightly lower end version of what you'd get out of a Lexus. So first I'm going to look at the front seat. As you can see, they have what I always wanted. They have the powered Mercedes style headrests, which are accessible there. Of course, they have the seat backs. They also have the waterfall section right here where the whole seat pad moves in and out, completely independent of the actual seat platform. What that means is that you get more support for your thighs. And that's always a nice thing. Now, it doesn't have, strangely enough, in the Hyundai Azera, it doesn't have the thigh cushion that actually comes out and gets right up under your knees, but it does have this slide-out thigh support, which actually looks pretty good. So that is definitely a boon. Now, you have this monostatic shifter, which pretty much looks exactly like what you get out of BMW. Camera button right here, rear view camera. And then you have the rest of the system. So you have iPod ports and this, that, and the other. And overall, it's a very good looking car. It's very spacious. You have the home link system and this, that, and the other. The only downside that I think they need to deal with is that all of these Kia big cars and the Hyundai big cars, they need all-wheel drive. But that's probably coming because they already know that it's very difficult to sell a rear-wheel drive car. Now, look at this. The Mercedes W222 has a reclining back seat, and guess what? Kia does too. So look at that. You can recline in the back seat of a damn Kia. A Kia. Incredible. If Kia can build this, everybody should have this. Buick, Cadillac. Why is it that this car is $60,000 or so with all this equipment, but you don't get this in some other cars? You should be able to. Basically, Kia has copied a lot from Mercedes. You see the heated and cooled seats. In my opinion, this was a brilliant idea. You want the seat features where you can reach them. You don't have to take your hand and put it around your side, your fat love handles. All you got to do is reach up here. You touch this for heating, this for cooling. It's so simple that it's no wonder that Mercedes, you know, they can get away with selling substandard products like the CLA and the GLA. But if only more car companies would copy features like that and make everything simpler for the older drivers. It's brilliant when you really think about it, but it's so simple that it could be done. It's a shame that more people don't do it. But it's a good looking, everything feels nice and hard. These are like those finishes that they put over here that sometimes heat damage can cause these things to peel up, but frankly, from what I see, everything feels nice and sturdy, nice and stiff, nice and hard. You have drive mode holds, so if you put it in a certain drive mode like sport, it'll hold it. And basically those are the major things. Your phone systems right here, they have their own type of Mercedes command copy. What they don't have is a touch screen, I don't believe, but I'm going to test it once I turn it on. And then there's the back seat. These are the controls in the back seat. Very Lexus-like. You have a full reclining back seat. You have heating and cooling. You can also move the front seat using this button. You can move the front seat up. And you can also move the seat back. We've already seen that in the Equus, and we've seen that in a couple other cars like the LS600, which is basically what this car seems to be mostly a copy off of. A decent amount of floor space. I'm a very tall adult, so we have a power rear sunshade. Pretty much all the luxury features that you'd expect, but strangely enough, it has even better luxury features. Look at this sunroof. This sunroof is bigger than the sunroof you get in the W222 class. We leased one of those, and there's a lot of things in this car which, although they are much lower in quality, there are a lot of things that you get in this car that Mercedes either charges you up the ass for, or you don't get at all. Now, they can try to make a big deal about the sound system, how they have multiple P sound systems, which this car I think has like a really big lexicon or something. they can make a big deal about that, but suffice to say it sounds good, and most people aren't going to drive with it at full performance anyway. But this is a very good looking vehicle, and it feels pretty high in quality, or at least as high as you'd expect to get in a $50,000 to $60,000 car nowadays. It's nowhere near what you'd get out of a Jaguar or an S-Class or even a BMW, but for Kia to be building something like this should be a shot across the bow for all companies that call themselves a luxury company to be building a product just like this or better. Cadillac XTS has a very nice interior, but their Q system is horrible and they need to fix it immediately. And Chrysler's U-Connect is good, but their interior isn't as high in quality as this car is. The Genesis is about the same in quality as this car, so I'm assuming that some of the parts and some of the materials are borrowed, which is not a big deal. But when you really look closer, you see a lot of attention to detail. Like you have automatic seat movement so that you can make it so that if somebody gets into the car, opens up the door, that it automatically retracts for them. That's a brilliant idea. More car companies need to look at what Kia and Hyundai are doing, because Kia and Hyundai are turning out some serious products. And Ford, Lincoln, they need to be building cars like this or better. This is a really good looking car. It's smooth, it's fast. The sport mode has a little bit to be deserved. But, oh, dealer plate. Oh, okay. Power trunk closing.
It's got the suction too. We got it down.
Not bad. Yeah, so it pretty much has like every single feature you can pretty much get.
That's how they're building the suction doors, Later on they'll have a 6-cylinder.
Yeah, I'm actually very, very impressed with this car. In fact, I'm more impressed with this car than I am with the what's it called, the LS 460. The new LS 460 didn't really wow me at all. But Hyundai is gonna, I really want Hyundai to do better than Toyota, because this is a really nice car, and I may consider trading the Azera for it. This is lovely. I love this. This is nice.